Caleb, right? It's been a very long time since I last spoke to you. Have you been doing all right for yourself?
I'm sorry, but who is it that I'm speaking to? It seems that I never got your name or anything since you're not showing up in my contacts.
It's me, Caleb. Haven.
What? Haven? Are you serious?
That's right, it's me, your lovely wife, Haven. I had a look and saw that your phone number was still in my phone, so I decided to give you a text. Seems you never did get around to changing your number, did you?
What do you want with me now?
What do I want? I was just wondering how you've been doing these days, and decided to check up on you is all.
What do you mean you were wondering how I've been doing? Have you forgotten about all the things you've done in the past? For someone who left their husband and daughter behind to go run away, do you have any idea how tough the past 20 years have been for me raising our daughter all by myself?
And right now, I feel really bad for what I'd done back then. I'm so sorry about that. But there was never a day after that where I had forgotten about you or our daughter.
You have no right saying that to me. You were the one that left your daughter with me and only took your son as you ran away. Ever since you had that kid, you only ever showed him any love while you actively ignored your daughter. JC thinks you abandoned her to this day because of that, and you sure did.
Don't start saying that I abandoned her. And it wasn't like I didn't care at all about what happened to my daughter back then. But back then, I could only take along one of the children, not both of them.
In other words, you left her behind, abandoning her. And the same thing can be said for what you did to me. At that time, I had no clue why you guys left the house and why you were never coming back home to us. It was so hard for me to fathom that my face went white and I passed out. I was in so much shock after that I had to go to a therapist to help me deal with it all.
Well, I had a lot of things going on myself then. But I am very aware that what I did to the two of you was very wrong of me. However, at that point in time, there was a few things going on that gave me no other choice but to run away in the end.
What the hell happened that forced you to do that to us? If it was something so drastic that you had to leave both your husband and daughter behind, then it must have been a very big deal, right?
It's a bit hard for me to explain right now. A lot of things piled up that kind of led to such an outcome.
I have no idea what it could have been that did such a thing to you. And do you think not explaining it to me is gonna get me to just accept what happened?
Anyway, I have been worried about the both of you since that day. So, how has JC been doing with you? It's been 20 years since the last time I saw her, so she has to be an adult by now, right? I wonder what kind of a woman she's grown up to become.
JC ended up finding a really good job a few years ago and is now working for that company. She's living on her own now and is a fantastic person. She's at the point now where she'll be making more than me come next year.
That's amazing! She really is a wonderful little girl! She really has turned into an exact copy of you, right? I feel so much better now hearing that she's become so successful. You must have done a really good job parenting her all by yourself for her to end up that way.
I had to get a lot of help from my parents with her, though. Anytime I had to go into work, I had to hand her off to my mom and dad to take care of.
I'm sure that was the case. But I think she turned out much better with you guys than she would have with me. Your family happens to all be rich, and I'm sure they took her out to eat all the time.
But I felt terrible leaving my daughter with them all the time when they had both been so successful that they retired early. They should have had the chance to spend their later years relaxing and traveling. But in order to make sure their granddaughter was always in good hands, they stuck around and cared for her.
I need to thank your mom and dad sometime then. I'd love to tell them thanks in person, actually.
You stop that right now! If you were to go to their place to meet with them right now, you'd be beaten to a pulp and thrown out. Both of my parents hate your guts even more than I do.
I see. I guess there's no helping being hated for what I did. I really am so sorry for all of it.
By this point, most of the people who knew you have forgotten all about you now, and I was doing my best to forget about you as well. I never thought that after 20 years you'd be getting back in touch with me about everything.
20 years is a very long time when you think about it. During the past 20 years, did you come across anyone else that you fell in love with?
I never had the time to make a new partner, and I didn't really care to think about something like that either after you. To me, the only thing that mattered was taking the best care I could of JC. And throughout most of the 20 years, I didn't even want to talk to other women.
I'm sure that's true. It was because of me that you became so distant from all other women. I'm sorry.
It sure was because of you. Thankfully, I was finally able to get over a lot of that after years and years of therapy. But now you're back here talking to me, so could you just shut up and leave me alone already? There's nothing left for me to say to you now, and I don't find it enjoyable that you're talking to me again. If you have nothing else to talk with me about, then stop texting me.
Caleb, do you have a moment to talk?
What is it now? I told you 2 weeks ago to never text me again, didn't I?
I'm sorry, but I have something I want to ask you. It's something that I can really only ask from you. So could you at least give me a second of your time to listen?
What is this about?
Currently, our son is going to university, right? But he's going to have to repeat a year now.
Huh? Jack has to repeat a year? What the hell happened there?
Ever since he became a university student, all his life has been about is fooling around. No matter how many times I talked with him, he never listened to me. And by the end of the year, he didn't have enough credits to move on. But I can't afford to pay for another year of his schooling. Do you think you can help me pay for another year?
You're asking me to? Why me?
Why you? Because Jack is your son, isn't he?
But for the past 20 years now, he hasn't said one single thing to me at all, right? He should have heard about my number from you and had the time to call me to talk. But when I asked you about that a while back, you told me that he had no interest in his father and sister that no longer lived around him, right? Him having to retake a year now is what happens when you don't listen to your parents and take things seriously, and asking me for help now is so freaking bold of you.
So, you're saying it's totally fine with you if he doesn't graduate from university? If JC was going through the same situation, you would help her out, wouldn't you? You can't just discriminate against your own son like that.
Well, the thing is, my daughter never had to take another year.
Sure, Jack may not be as serious as she is, but even still, he's your one and only son. You need to help him out here. As his father, it is your duty to make sure he can go to school and everything, right?
Are you really gonna say that now? For someone who left the house unannounced, taking your only son and leaving your daughter with me, you have no right saying jack about being a mother or a father. All right, if that's how you want to play these games, then what happened to the settlement and child support I should have gotten from ya, huh?
What the heck are you talking about with a settlement and child support?
Because of what you did to me, I had to go to therapy for years and years to get over the mental agony. And since you left JC with me, you never took care of her one bit, right? What I'm saying now is that I can finally take you to court over all of that and win a settlement from ya.
Stop that, please! If you end up doing that to me, then it won't just be another year of college I can't pay for, but its entire schooling in general. I won't even be able to support myself anymore.
If you don't want me to do that, then you shut your damn mouth about getting any money out of me. You really are pissing me off with that selfish BS right now. You come out of nowhere after 20 years to talk with me again, and of course it's just about money.
I get it already. I won't talk to you anymore now. You really are such a cold man. It's because you are like that my only choice was to leave the house and take Jack.
Why the hell are you here? For what purpose did you come all the way out here for?
How dare you kick me out like that, you bastard! It's because all of you guys are here that I decided to come all the way out to this funeral.
Why the hell would you come to this funeral, though? This is the funeral for someone who's very important to me, not you. Now get the hell away from here.
But I'm already here. I heard about what happened, all right? Your father finally ended up kicking the can.
You knew about that and still had the nerve to come all the way out here? Who the hell told you about that?
I just heard about it from someone, and through them, they told me that your father had died. And that you will be the one getting all of his money, right? I know that I ran away from you years ago, but since you and I are still married, I get a part of that money, right?
What the frick? What the actual hell was that just slipped out of your mouth? What the hell does an asshole like you get again? Oh, that's right, they're gonna get a settlement for talking about money with me again.
I don't care about what happened in the past, alright? That has nothing to do with the money now you're getting in his will, right? And to this day, I am still your wife, which means that I have every right to get a portion of that money, okay?
Are you screwed in the head or something? You really expected me to let you stay married to me for 20 years after you ran away with my son and never said anything? You and I have been divorced for a long, long time now.
There's no way you and I are divorced. I never once signed any divorce papers or anything.
Well, the divorce happened and you are no longer my wife.
Does that mean you went and made a fake divorce paper up or forged my name onto it? You really are an asshole. Don't you know something like that is a crime?
Shut the hell up and get a goddamn grip! I would never forge something like that, and I made sure to get the divorce in the most civil way possible at the time.
Without even having my permission to do so? How the hell can you get a divorce without my say in the matter?
It was pretty easy, actually. In this state, if one of the married partners goes missing and is gone for 3 years, then a divorce can be initiated and finalized. Sure, I had to wait 3 years, but in the end I was able to divorce you because you never said a word to me.
You're lying. Because of something like that, you divorced me? I never knew a system like that even existed.
Well, it does, and thank God for that. So now that you're aware of that, you and I are complete and total strangers.
Then give me whatever the hell Jack would be getting from your father. Even if you divorced me, the relationship you have as a father to your son doesn't go away, right? He still has a right to some of that money, right?
Are you kidding me? He's not my dad's child and was never written in the will. The only way that Jack would ever have access to any money is if something were to happen to me. And as for you, even if we didn't get a divorce, you still wouldn't even have a right to my dad's money. The only ones who have access to that money he left behind is myself and my mom.
What? Is that really true?
You really are such an airhead. The only thing that seems to make any sense in your head is money and not a damn thing else, huh? Or could it be that that's all you've ever been good for, taking people's money? What a frickin' disgrace.
Shut the hell up! It's not my fault that I didn't know anything about all of that.
Anyway, there isn't a single penny in my family that'll be going to either one of you, so get the hell away from us, and then don't you ever come around us again.
Please, Caleb. Just a little bit is fine right now, so please, help me. I'll even go into debt to you if I have to, so please. I will give you whatever money I borrow from you back. If you don't give me something soon, then Jack's future is going to be lost.
I'm not gonna trust you. I know your kind of people, and the moment I give you any money at all, you're gonna disappear again and never give it back. I know every single thing you plan on doing because you are the scum of this earth, and nothing but that. Alright, don't you even try leaving Jack here at the front of the church while we're having this funeral.
He's still sitting there at the front?
He's out in the rain all by himself, not moving an inch. Where the hell did you run off to, leaving your son here like that?
You're the one that told me to screw off, right?
But I never said for you to just leave him here all by himself.
I have a lot of things going on. I've really learned now that you aren't going to do a thing for me, so I'm out again looking for someone else who can. If I can't find someone to give me some money really soon, things are going to go to hell for me.
I know. None of that was ever about Jack needing any money for school. You're just having some real frickin' problems with your life is all.
What? Why the hell do you know about that?
A few years ago, actually, I'd learned about your whereabouts, and that's when I began to learn about how the two of you were doing.
Are you serious? Then you should know better than anyone else how much trouble I'm in right now. Help me the hell out!
This and that are two different things.
You really are so heartless. You're an insensitive monster for sure.
I'm pretty sure you're meant to say that into a mirror about yourself, leaving your own son in such a sorry state like that.
Huh? What the hell are you going on about now?
I just opened up the door and had a word with Jack. He started to knock on the door and said he had something he needed to tell me about. You not only lied to me, but you've been lying to your son as well, huh?
About what, Caleb?
The reason that Jack has to take another year isn't because he's been playing around all the time. The one who's been playing around has been you! Going out to spend all the money you never had, making up all this debt that you'll never pay off. And then you started to dig into the money that Jack had saved up for school, including his scholarship money. He told me he's had to start working now instead of going to class because he needs to make even more money now, and that's why he's doing so poorly there. The one who's destroying their son's future isn't me, but you, Haven.
You're wrong about that. Now Jack is trying to blame all of this on me. That kid is going through his rebellious phase right now.
Jack's told me about how you explained what happened 20 years ago as me having kicked the both of you out of the house in favor of JC. And that's why you kept him from ever talking to me about anything, right? He told me that he couldn't text me either because he didn't want to ask the man who threw him out for help. I don't blame him now for never talking to me and feel horrible for the kid.
You have it all wrong.
In the end, it wasn't only myself and our daughter who you went and hurt, but your own son as well. I assumed since you went and took only him when you ran away that you'd at least be taking great care of him for me. I feel bad for him now, so from here on out, I'll be the one taking care of him.
What? Does that mean you're going to be paying for his schooling as well?
Sure, I'll pay for that, and I'll even start paying for him to have food and everything as well. Until he's gone and found himself a proper job and is supporting himself, I'll be giving him money.
Thank God! I knew that you were always a really good father. Thank you so much.
But when it comes to you and all that debt, I don't give a damn about it. I'm not taking on a third child, and will kick you onto the streets if you dare try and come back here now.
What? But you're going to be supporting Jack financially, right?
Yeah, because from here on out, he's going to be staying with me back at my place. My house is close enough to his university that he'll be able to go there every day from my place, and that's the reason you won't be getting Jack out of me now.
Huh? So you're just going to steal my son from me now?
He's old enough now to know that he doesn't need you anymore and isn't even legally bound to you either. He wants to be with me because he knows that he has infinitely better chances in my house. So I'm gonna take him in now and show him the love and support I wish I could have been showing him these past 20 years. You have no right telling him what to do now, so back the hell off.
But the one that has raised them up until this point was me.
Shut the hell up, please. All you ever did was cause your poor son pain and suffering.
I will not allow the three of you to have good lives without me being a part of it. If you're going to allow my son to go and live with you, then you allow me to live there as well.
Like you'd said, even in divorce, it doesn't end the relationship I have with my son, which is why I'm fine with taking him in now, but not some stranger. I have no reason to be letting you come live with me again, not after all you've done to us.
No matter what the hell you tell me, I'm going to be going to your place and living there with you and Jack. Even if I have to force my way into that house of yours, I'll be living there with you too. Hey! You can hear my voice right now, can't you? You let me into your house right now!
Stop making such a goddamn scene in front of my house! You're gonna piss off all my neighbors soon! Now get the hell off my lawn, you pile of shit!
No way! Until you let me into your house, I'm going to keep banging on the door and yelling at the top of my lungs! Jack is already in there living with you, right? Let me live with the both of you as well!
If you don't screw off right now, you're gonna regret it. I'm not playing nice with you anymore, and will take every measure I can legally against you.
Are you a freaking idiot? What the hell do you think you can do to me?
Remember, I am legally carrying and can defend my home from threats like you. All I have to do is load this gun and it'll be all over for you, right?
What?
I was able to get my first handgun last year after taking a home defense and weapons safety course. I did so in case people like you ever came around and wanted to hurt my daughter or I. You and I are long divorced now, so there's nothing wrong with defending my house from a stranger. And if that's not even enough to scare you off, then go ahead and carry on. I've already got 911 dialed into my phone and I'm ready to make that call as well. It's not gonna be for an ambulance, though.
Stop saying that! If you were to shoot me right now, there would be no way for me to pay the medical fees off!
Well, then it's best that you get off my porch right now and get the hell away from me. And how come you don't have any insurance right now, either? Can't pay it off with the debt you're in with those illegal loaners? Good luck running from them when they catch your scent next.
I had no other choice but to borrow from them. I tried going to other banks and places, but none of them would allow me to get a loan anymore. And when I finally found those guys, I didn't realize just how serious they all were. At first, they treated me so well and were very kind to me. But over time, the interest kept getting higher and higher, and I wasn't able to pay that all off either. And by that point, I realized that I was stuck and had to make a run for it. I couldn't pay for things like insurance anymore, for myself or for Jack, and now I'm stuck.
And that's what you deserve, too. I'm gonna make sure to fill out all the paperwork I can to ensure that someone like JC and Jack won't have to deal with any of your debt in the future in case you die off before paying. Once all that paperwork is done, they won't even be considered your children anymore.
Are you really going to abandon me like this? You hold it right there. Does even Jack want to abandon me now? He should want to stay my son forever. He should feel that he owes me something for having raised him all by myself. He should be working right now to help save and support me.
How shameless of a bitch are you? Jack tells me that the whole time he'd been under your care, there were rarely any times where he felt safe and happy with you. He tells me you'd always leave him at the house all by himself and go out to find different men who'd pay you for a good time. And I'm pretty sure now that the reason you ran away from JC and I in the past was for another man, right? You really are the most useless mother ever, Haven.
But I was the one that allowed him to eat, right? Who the hell was the one that allowed him to grow as big and strong as he is now? You never did a damn thing for him. You really are the most boring man ever who will never have any other chance with a woman again. Sorry that I happened to be sexy and fun and was able to make all kinds of men who were willing to please me better than you.
God damn it, just shut the hell up already. I'm calling the police.
Wait! I won't say anything else, okay? I'll calm down now and talk to you. So please, help me out of all of this, please.
Too late. Already called the police and loaded my gun. As a father of two very precious kids, I might have to do what I'd been prepared to do tonight in order to defend them. Now, if you don't want this door opened in your face and a bullet to the head, turn around and screw off now. Do the exact same thing you did 20 years ago by shutting up and running away. After saying that, my ex-wife ran off the front porch, and my son and I never had to see her again. But before the police could find her and take her into their custody, those loners found her and kidnapped her after shoving her into the back of their black van and driving off into the night, as some spectators of the event said. She began to call my son and I over and over again asking for help, only to have her phone broken by one of the men, and that was the end of it. Just to be on the safe side, though, I told my son to go ahead and block her number, just like I was doing to it. And just to make sure we never had to get wrapped up in her crap anymore, I had both my kids change their numbers, as well as my own number. Since then, I'm not sure if my ex is doing all right or not, or if she's even alive anymore. But let me just remind everyone, I don't care at all what's happened to her. To me, the only people that really matter now are my two kids who've been reunited. After having lived together with my son for a few weeks now, I realized he knows how to take care of himself really well and is a good young man. And when it comes to him finally being with his sister again, the two of them got to talking right away and have grown close to one another, leaving me feeling relieved. I guess I shouldn't have doubted the love of a brother and sister. Right now we're planning to go on a family vacation to somewhere really soon. From now on, I'd like to take all the time back that I'd lost, enjoying time with the both of my kids together as one whole family. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.